Sorry.
Okay, so I'm recording now. Parent meetings are very casual. If you have any questions, let me know. I recorded a video in Seesaw this morning. Hopefully that was helpful. So if you have any questions, go for it.
I have a question for you, Chloe.
Hey.
I'm just wondering, you mentioned a parent Q&A form or like a parent information form. Where do we find that?
So it was like a loose piece of paper in the first pickup bag. Okay. It is not my document. It was from another teacher that she was sending home. So I sent it home as well. So I don't have the like document or PDF to like quickly get it to you guys. It's pretty general, and it's just like letting me know about your child, if they have any, if you want to share anything with me. So I will get that from the other teacher and I can send it to you, but I wouldn't stress about it. If you have something that you want to share about Bailey or about anybody else's, this goes for all parents, if you want to share about it, just send me a message. I'm getting to know your children pretty quick when I call on them in the meetings, or if I'm asking the whole class to do something, I can tell that some kids need more support. So, but if there's something that they're complaining about or something they're really excited about, send me a message and tell me. But if you'd like the form, then I can send it to you. But it's not a urgent matter. Like if I don't get yours, I'm not going to send you an email trying to get it.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I have another one then.
Okay, cool.
So what is the best, most efficient way to communicate with you?
So the Seesaw message with the family app is the best way to message or to communicate with me. What happens is when I go on to Seesaw to approve posts that your children have done, and I do it probably 10 times a day. Like every time I have a downtime, I'll go on there and I'll check and I'll listen. The first thing I see is a speech bubble for the parents, and it has numbers. So it's like, oh, parents need my help. So it also sends me a email notification. So it's kind of a dual thing. Like if I'm emailing and ignoring Seesaw for the moment, I get an email right away that you've sent me a message. So that's the best way to reach out to me. Also, like if you want some talk time or FaceTime over Zoom, then send me a message and we can set up a time during my office hours from 1:30 to 3, and I'll do like a private message or a group message if you want, or Zoom.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
I guess I'm just wondering how you think it's going. Are you happy with things, and how the kids are doing, and just your kind of perspective after the first week and a half of everything?
Great question. It's really it's pretty silent on the parent questioning aspect. I mentioned this last week, which from the spring, that's great. For me, that and sends kind of a message that people are getting it mostly, and their kids are doing well. Activities, I'm getting anywhere from 50 to 100 activities. So a lot of the kids are able to click on their activities and get them completed. And for the most part right now, I haven't sent back a lot of activities. So I've sent back a few that have a few mistakes, and that's okay. That's, what I'm here to help with. So for the most part, I'd say it's doing well, but we've been doing a lot of get to know you and just learn the Seesaw routine. So I don't anticipate a lot of stress or anxiety with that, with the kids. Next week, we're going to start with the reading program and the math program. So the district adopted curriculum. And I do anticipate more stress and anxiety with that, and more need for kind of walkthroughs on the worksheets and such. So that will be coming. For the most part, I don't know if you guys have witnessed a whole group Zoom. It's really learning patience. So the kids are using their breathing tool. I mean, it takes a long time to get us all on the same page. I don't foresee these morning Zooms being very much strong academically. I see the small groups at the end of the day being very academic. So I'm going to be reading, I'm going to be doing math, and I'm going to be doing writing. I see the one-on-ones every other week where I have some of their writing in my hand and I can actually see their handwriting and I can see some of the mistakes that they may have made, where I can work with them one-on-one to be more clear in my direction of like, let's practice H's. I notice that I can't read your H's when I see your writing, so let's practice that. Right now, the pictures on Seesaw are not clear enough for me to be able to go in and edit, which is okay. But I think once I have some of like the turn in of the work, I'll have more like positive and helpful criticism for them. There will be a, on Friday, I'm going to push out a parent survey because I really need to know how the parents are doing, what they like, what they don't like. And I'm a people pleaser and I'll try and do my best, but I also know that different families have different needs and expectations. So hopefully I'll land somewhere in the middle and everybody can feel comfortable.
Join class.
I hear myself.
In the code.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? How are you doing? I mean, we do have the moments right now. How are you doing juggling it all? I know it's
been good so far. I'm waiting for it to ramp up a little bit. You know, I kind of feel like it's, you know, like a false, you know, so, but I'm, you know, looking forward to the, you know, having the going up a little bit, but the kids seem to be doing okay. You know, Beans has been a little emotional lately, but, you know, I think that's all the kids and all of the other stressors, outside stressors too. So
yeah,
I think it's going good.
Yeah. And there's a lot of unknown, like the kids still don't know. I mean, I have my positive, like, you rock, you did great on the responses to their activity, but they really don't know if they're doing exactly what I expect them to do, you know, and there's not a lot of feedback. Like in class, they could look over at their partner and see what was happening, right? Or they would turn it in, I'd say, great job. And then I would work with them small group to make it, like, help them make it better. So there was more like a fine line of like, am I doing the right thing? And I think kids need that. They're in the world, there's so many stressors, and you'll notice that I tend to not talk about them like blatantly. I think that while I am providing skills about making mistakes and the power of yet and doing some read alouds to kind of help like remember to take deep breaths, that's my strategy for helping them, but to keep reminding them of what we see as like intense stressors in the environment, some of these kids don't. So I don't want to make them see it, right? But some kids do, and they overhear us talking, they overhear the news. So I'm aware that it's there. I'm also aware that this is their generation, and this is not what we grew up with, so it's very different to us, but I think they have the power of like positive thinking inside them, and that they're going to make the best of what's going on. With that said, I also know that a lot of them are, you know, feeling uneasy.
I just wanted to share, I haven't bought it yet, but I have it in my Amazon cart. There's this book by a child psychologist out of UC Berkeley, and it was written specifically for the COVID epidemic and how kids can like cope with the stress of it. And it's called Right Now I Am Fine.
Yeah.
And but I don't know why it makes me want to laugh, but it just does. Anyways, but she does life concepts and strategies that can be helpful for children. That's what the book is for. I can just show it to you. It's by Daniela Owen, Dr. Daniela Owen. And it's called I Am Fine.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Okay.
Oh, cool. It looks like a picture book.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Perfect.
it's a children's book. Yeah. So I was going to buy it and see how it helps just with their anxiety. So.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I will take a look at it and I see the kids. Definitely a book. I'm always open to more helpful books. I think picture books are one of the best ways to reach little minds. My son's trying to correct me on my meeting. We're not talking about graphic novels. Go ahead, Amanda.
I was just wondering, how long would you like them to be reading every day?
If they haven't been reading over the summer, 5 minutes. Start small. I gave a general like 15 minutes, but I think 5 minutes is where you start your stamina clock. And then the next day, maybe you add in 6. You add 1 more minute. And then the next day you add in another. You want them to feel successful. I follow the Daily 5 model. I don't know if you know, where these 2 teacher sisters kind of worked. They wrote a book called Daily 5. And they start with like building stamina and feeling successful within that time frame. And then you continue to build up. Because if you have them sit for 15 minutes and they're not successful and they get bored or distracted, then they see that as part of their reading procedure. Or routine, and you don't want them to have that feeling that that's their reading routine. Okay. So you want their reading routine to be extremely successful with their eyes in the book, whether they're on the pictures or the words, and kind of going from there. Some of the kids have been reading all summer, and so their stamina will be longer. And you'll notice when they start to wiggle, when they get up and they want to talk to you about something random that's not inside their book, you'll notice that like, oh, that's their time limit. Like tomorrow we'll start, and timers are awesome. Set a timer for that length. And then, even charts, like in school, I do a big reading stamina chart, and we all like practice the routine of like going to your reading spot, reading your book, and then we stop it and we talk about like positive praise, what looks good, what doesn't look good, or what could we fix. So yeah, I would start with I would start for 5 minutes is the goal, and like if it gets to 5 minutes, quickly turn off the timer if they're still going, and they'll be the kind of controller of those first couple ones. Okay. And then make it like a game, like let's try for 1 more minute today.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you know if for the kids who had reading assistance with Mrs. Murphy last year, will that continue this year?
I believe so. I know that this week there were a few students who were going to meet with her and read with her, and she was going to do an assessment to see if they still needed her services. So okay. I know that has started. If you haven't been in contact, she may be kind of also trying to schedule it the following next week. Okay. But I can reach out to her about if you're interested, and just see if you haven't been contacted yet.
Okay. I'll let you know. I have to check my email.
Okay. Yeah, so she will, and then she's going to schedule a group, I think Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I think, between the hours of 12 and 3, or 11:30 or 11 and 3. So you'll get a time from her, and then I'll work around, like if the kid's going to go and have blended services in that Zoom meeting, then I will move their Zoom meeting from my class. And I'm going to be working with her to try and not move your Zoom meetings, but sometimes I have to be flexible because there's other kids in other classes involved. So we'll try really hard to make it so the kids don't have to like miss my academic Zoom meetings to go to hers, but that they get both.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Chloe, I'm going to go plan. Thank you.
Cool. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye, ladies. Nice to see you.